Welcome back guys to a very exciting Ark Survival Evolved video on the channel. Today we're going to be going through all of the new information we have got from the new Community Crunch 180, which is going to be talking about the next big updates coming for console, which is what I think I see a comment about this in nearly every single video if I do something about new content coming to the game or talking about wanting new content to come to the game. People always say, yes Dom, it'll be fantastic to have all of this new stuff in the game, but the problem is the game still needs to be fixed and it needs loads of optimizations before this is going to be fully playable. And I always completely agree with that, and that is why it is great to see that we've got all of this new information in today's video. Now as always, if you are very hyped about this and all the new updates to come, especially for the console as well, because they do talk massively about console in this, and it will support the PC massively too, smash a like on today's video. I know I ask it in every single video, but really when I see some great support, it means so much to me. If we can try and hit over 600 likes, that would be great. And make sure to be subscribed if you're not subscribed to the channel already to keep up to date with all of your Ark Survival Evolved news whenever something does come up. So let's get straight in with the video. Community Crunch 180, memory optimizations and contest winners. So hey survivors, welcome to the latest edition of the Community Crunch and on memory optimizations. Now, if you're sitting watching this video right now and thinking, how is this a very exciting video? Well, this is going to be huge for the future of the game building up. Now, if you don't remember, back in January, Wildcard said that they've got a whole new team ready to work on the game, and they're going to make this a completely different game. It's going to be game-changing with bunches of new content and optimizations to make this game, well, fix all the stuff people have always complained about in the past. So let's get straight in with this. There are times when gameplay engineers make improvements to game systems that are aimed specifically at increasing performance, as we have done in our recent PC patch. These changes are often invisible to the player, but are immensely helpful with such things as server lag. Although we tried to outline these things in the patch notes, we want to take the time today to explain in detail the changes and how they impact the game. Now, when I saw this, I was like, oh no, is this going to be another boring Community Crunch? But no, this is actually massive because the amount of people that complain about this has been, the same ever since the game has ever, the first day this was released. When it comes to the multiplayer experience, the term replication in games is one that is commonly used. Simply put, it's how the server communicates with you or the client. Replication and server well, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. You guys can see it on the screen there. Actions are important in multiplayer games for a multitude of reasons. I've probably even said that wrong as well. It's how the clients, or the players, all see the same things while playing in-game together. As you can imagine, there are lots of things to replicate with the game like Ark. Not only are the items themselves replicated, but a lot of the variables like health, position, colours are all replicated as well. This results in tons of information being sent to every frame from the server to you and the client. This frame is what corresponds to your FPS, which is obviously frames per second. The constant flow of information being sent back and forth every frame is what uses a lot of server resources. There are times when that information doesn't need to be sent every frame, or the information doesn't need to be sent at all. And if you've ever heard of status in relation to Ark, it's referring to a technique in which something is purposely isn't communicating with the server, thus saving server performance. Recently we realised that snap points on structures were being replicated for every single structure and they didn't need to be, and we've now changed this. Snap points are simply a list of connecting points for every given structure. That information doesn't need to be replicated every structure because it is defined by the class, where all the structures inside that class have the same genetics. This can explain why every individual wall doesn't need to store that information. A change like this has saved us between 2 to 4 gigabytes of data on our servers, and will save on your server if you choose to run the application command line structure, whatever that says, some sort of memory thing there, but if you use that. And more memory means a smoother performance. We look forward to bringing you more updates and an insight into our optimization efforts, as well as bringing these memory optimizations to console in the near future. Now that is fantastic to hear, guys, because this is the one thing that has been a problem in Ark. As I said right from the beginning, there's been so much problems. And what I'm going to say is they have improved Ark massively from the beginning. If you were to play the first day of Ark compared to what it's like now, you would see a huge change. There was so many crashes, there was so many bugs, everything was crashing, and it's because it's such a huge game. But if you play it now, it is so much more smoother, and yes, the odd bug does appear, or, you know, lag does appear. But now Wildcard working on getting these, I can't even speak today, memory optimizations a lot better, this is going to make the game so much more playable, and that is what I'm so excited to bring you guys this information today. Now, PC did just get the first update of this, which should have made the game a lot smoother. I'd like to hear what you guys think about that in the comment section down below if you are a PC player. But for console, I feel like this will be more visible for players because the lag is, you know, and the odd bug and stuff is a lot bigger on the console because it's not as powerful, simply not as powerful as the PC. So I can't wait to see this come to the game. Now, I don't know when the update is going to be going live. The one frustrating thing is I thought that the update was going to be coming this week because the PC patch went out last week, and then I thought a new community crunch, which means a new update. But unfortunately, it isn't this week, but we hope to see it next week. But the idea of them saying the near future doesn't sound fantastic, but the console is in need of a patch, so I'm hoping, as the PC has had their one last week, we should be getting it next week. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. We're going to be going through the rest of the community crunch now if you guys want to see some other interesting information that Wildcard have given. But the next thing is the egg painting contest winners. So thank you to all survivors who have submitted their beautiful painted Ark eggs for our holiday event this year. We were thrilled to see even more painted eggs than we ran this competition last year. We've had many incredible submissions, all of which can be seen combined in the image above. And today we are announcing the chosen winners, and here are the 3 winning eggs. Now these are some other things that people have done, so massive shout out if you are one of those people watching this video and you did create this, because you are some very talented people. If I tried to do this, it would just look awful. I've never really been an artist. As much as I've always wanted to try, I have never really wanted to, and this one does look really nice here, so big shout out. Again, that one is fantastic too. So these are the 3 winning eggs, as you can see down here. Very nice. I thought that would have been one. That was a really nice one there, and then obviously a mana right there. So we've got a blue wyvern egg, which is fantastic here, and a colourful mutation rex here. So big shout out if you were in here, and congratulations if you did end up getting your cash prize. Now, the rest of it is like a social roundup, and this is obviously something that was added in recently with the community crunch. I think it was 2 weeks ago, and I never like to cover this as much because it's mostly got things that I've already covered in my videos, because I obviously do, like, I find that information on Twitter, Reddit, and all of that stuff and bring it like a week before. But there are some smaller stuff, such as on single player resource spawns, which I might not have said before, which you guys can see in this video, which is great to be able to add in. So the first thing, the thing is, it's a known issue and it has been for years. This doesn't happen on servers even when resources aren't respawned. When the server shuts down, and in my experience, if the node, both creature and resource, is gone, when the server starts back up, it respawns immediately. Jen did reply to this saying, yes, I've mentioned this on purpose, and it's not a bug. It prevents people in single player from basically restarting to get infinite resources or loot. Moving on to real money transactions, I actually did see this tweet already. So if you're someone that is on Ark right now and you actually sell your dinos or items for real money, you can actually get yourself in ban, and a ban, I don't know if it's permanent or not, and a wipe. So if someone is selling dinos for real money on the game and there's proof, then they can get a ban or a wipe. So if you are doing this, make sure to stop, because you don't want to end up losing everything. So the next thing on event schedules, there's basically, this is to do events and stuff with, we'll come back to this at the end of the video because I want to, it's something we have to go onto a separate page for, but this is going to be very, very interesting to find out about what's going on with events because there's a lot going on with Ark, so I hope we do get all of the events. On starting game development, some advice on if you want to start game development. On bring back the Ragnarok map, so was looking through my old files and came across the repo for Valhalla. Is there any interest in bringing this back up to date? I have some good memories. Oh, that would be fantastic as well, actually, because, that would just be great to see a Valhalla back, because if you guys don't remember Valhalla, it was just a fantastic modded map that Excited Kangaroo made, and then I just don't even know what happened to it. So on console maps, this was pretty interesting here. So said quick question, as a PS4 player, I would love to play on some modded maps like Dragon Punks. Is there any way these can be added for console? I would gladly pay for them like any other DLC. Seems like it will be a win for all if possible. And said did actually reply saying, we always look for new mod maps to come to console. I think we have a pretty good track record of working with the mod community. Not as much as you'd like to hear there, because you just want to hear, yes, this is coming to the game, but unfortunately, no information straight away right there. Game suggestion roundup, implement Primitive Plus items to regular Ark. For those that don't know what Primitive Plus is, it's a very unique way of experience Ark in its most primitive environment. No electric, no tech, and many modern conveniences have been removed. There are certain items that have been requested to be added to the main game. Our first priority is getting Primitive Plus in an enjoyable state on all platforms. From there, we will look and see with all the possibilities for integration into the main game. On showing the range of trowels in the, I've probably said that wrong, troughs, I can't even remember how to say it. There's an idea here, and they said it's a great idea. We'll look to add this in a future point. And then this is another very, very popular one right now, which has gone right up to number 3, I think, which is catching up with my one, which was make griffins and wyverns breedable or saddable. And they have replied with, because wyverns and griffins are meant to be strong end game tames, a change like this might require a rebalance to make sure they don't become too powerful. There are no immediate plans to implement this change, but we will keep the community request on the radar. Again, sponsored mod applications are open, and they'll be collecting applications until June the 5th. So make sure to get your application in if you are looking to do some more modding in this. And then Evolution event is happening from the 10th of May until, which is Friday, until Monday the 13th of May at times 2 rates. So that is all of the information in today's video. It has been a pretty awesome community crunch, as much as you might not think it. There's a lot more information here, and the most exciting thing of the video is to see that memory optimizations are coming for console, so you should be able to see the game in a different light, hopefully. By 2020, I was hoping we can have so much more stuff added in by then. But by 2020, I would hope to see the game in a completely different light to what it does now. And we will see what happens, because Wildcard are working really hard. But anyway, thank you for watching today's video. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. See you guys later.